Alright YouTube, how's it going? Just gonna bring you an update of a few cars that I went through over the weekend, during the week. So for one, as you know, this is my E-Slide. I did get the part in that I needed, so the car is back together. I am gonna try to run 3S in it and see if that's what would be the next test session. Me running 3S in it and seeing if these plastic dips hold up. So, and then we'll go from there. So, still running the same setup, put everything back how it was. I do have some spur gears coming in that I want to try. This was the last spur gear I ran. I just want to change it and see if we can make a difference in mile per hour for this particular vehicle. Now, what I did work on was the braking. So in the remote, I did do some changes and hoping that it helps with the braking of this car. Because remember, this car is only one way in the front and it has a spool in the back. So on the go, it automatically gives it power, but on a slowdown, it like automatically transfers to the rear. So that's what I think is stripping it out. So as I go faster, I'm going to be working on the brake and also seeing if it holds up. And then we'll know if we're going to stay with this car. If not, the Rs4 Pinky is ready. This is a Pro 4. It's all carbon fiber. And then Pinky, I'll get that on the bench. You'll see what that looks like. So, alright, so we'll get on from this. I do need a Hobby Wing program card, so I can do some tuning. I did turn up the punch and I believe I turned up the timing, but I think I should go down on timing. But we'll see when we do this testing and we'll go from there. So y'all stay tuned. Let me get the Mugen on the bench and then I'll go through a few cars just to show you what we got to get in. Getting back running. Alright YouTube, this is the Mugen. I probably drove this car once or twice since I got it. I did mess up the body. I had the car hanging from the back down, and I guess whatever nitro was in the filter, whatever, kind of got on the body and messed it up. But it is what it is. But anyway, we did find the problem out with this car, so that I want to go through. Never mind the battery. So for what we found out, let me go ahead and get the gears out and then we'll go from there. Alright YouTube, so these are the balls that goes inside of the clutch. The clutch rotates on this, alright, and the balls is what spins on here freely. So I guess I must have been adjusting it one day, and I'm not sure if you're going to see that on camera, but one of the balls are flattened. So it was giving me a rough spot for when this went around. It was getting stuck right there. Boom. So now it would either won't shift good or get stuck in second. Just a mess. And I couldn't figure it out. So I changed the one way on the first gear, thinking that was it, because that was getting stuck and that didn't work. So now I just need, what I need to do, since the inside of the clutch is damaged, the inside of the clutch is spreaded, that's where the ball would sit. So now this is how the clutch is supposed to look. So when the ball drops in there, it rolls around on there freely. Now I have to get new clutches and new balls. So not sure what size of balls to order, but I think Sammy said he had some, so we'll probably get some from him. But that's what we're waiting on for this, is the clutches, and then we can actually run this car. Still undecided what I want to do with it. It's got enough drag cars. I'll make this an on-road car, pretty much. We never know, it might be faster, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the problem with the Mugen, and that's why I haven't been running that. And now I'll bring out the Rs4, but before I do, I would like to get to the 18 SS, so stay tuned. Alright YouTube, here's the update with this one, right? As we said, this was the last time running this 12 in here. So we got the 18 SS. This is what we needed, was the connecting rod, which we got a while back, but then I was struggling to get the front bearing out of here. Shouts out to Sammy. We ended up pulling it out this weekend while we was out there. Torched it and got both bearings out. got the bearing size and everything, so now I can order the bearings to put this back together. And then this will be going in this, but we will be also changing all the bearings in this car and putting it on the carbon fiber chassis. So it's gonna have a whole makeover for this. Hopefully we can get this done before the winter actually hits, so I could just run it to make sure it's good. But yeah, we're gonna throw the 18 SS back in here. We might play with the gearing in here. We'll see. And as far as this, that'll be done. So we want to change the chassis. We need to get the bearings, put the motor back together, switch the chassis, and change all the bearings in the car. And then that should be on the money. So y'all stay tuned for that one. Also, I think, yeah, the low speed needle in this car was moving around that day. That was my issue with it. So while I was running, it would either lean out or richen. So that was my struggle with the car that day. But I ain't got no more worries about that. We switch it to the 18SS and we'll be good. So, and now we're gonna go to Pinky, and then we'll go to the BigBlock. All right, YouTube, this is Pinky, HPI Rs4. I was gonna slap the castle system back in here because remember, I was trying to make this car fast on 2S. My struggle was the gearing. Plus, you gotta think about the wheel diameter. All of that plays a big part. But as I was putting more gearing to the car, you know, the battery dumps, so plays a big part. But I got some spur gears I want to try out on this. I might leave the chassis free just in case if I do break the other car, I can throw everything in here and get that back dialed in. But that's just pretty much the update with the Rs4. I was gonna put the system back in here, but we might leave it open. We got to test the Pro 4 before we could decide on this. So as you can see, this is an all plastic chassis compared to the Pro 4, which is all carbon. So we are gonna get it back out. I do want to get a roller for this, just like this, another one, and get the same system or a different motor and throw it in there for the E-Slide class, just to have a backup on hand, because I still want to continue with this 2S build. So just stay tuned and we'll keep digging at it. But for right now, we're gonna leave it open. The motor's not even in there; it's just sitting in there. So the car's pretty much open and ready to go. And we have the Porsche body, as you know, for this. So I'll make it legal for the E-Slide. Get some extra tires and stuff like that. But in due time. For right now, we're just leaving it like this, so to make sure that the Pro 4 is good. So let's get the BigBlock up here. I want to run something by you on the BigBlock. And all right, YouTube, as you know, this is the Rs4 BigBlock. I did find cutting out this back help with the mph. So we did achieve 55 on a new PB. What I did now was I changed the spur gears. So I'm hoping to go 60 plus with the gearing on here. So that is another video I'll be doing by itself. It will just be speed runs with this gearing. Maybe we'll do some drag hits. We'll see. But the whole point of this right now is to go 60 plus with this gearing. And I have one more set of gearing to throw on with this 18 SS internal gears that I put in here. These were the stock. And I went to 18 SS. I believe these are, if I'm not mistaken, that is a 40 16, and I believe I went to a 13 38, something like that. But anyway, so that's what we want to try, see if we can get more mph, at least 60 plus right now, 65 plus on the other gearing that I have. So y'all stay tuned for that. Hopefully we can get that video coming up in the next week or so. So that's the goal. 60, it would be nice to hit 70, but I know I'm pushing it there, but still a goal we still trying to achieve. So stay tuned and look out for all the updates coming.